Alright, this one is for the boys, so if you're not a boy, just keep scrolling. Have you got any tips for going up to and talking to girls in public? Do you really even need to ask me that? Of course I do! First things first, we need to be aware. If a girl's standing alone or even with a small group of friends, a guy coming up to them can be a little intimidating and a little awkward nonetheless. So before you even go up to a girl and talk to her in public, you need to be aware of your surroundings and have a plan of what you're going to say. I would say the best trick has got to be the question. If you go up to a girl in public and you ask her a question that's not like too personal, it will go over much better than if you were to just go up to her and say like, "Hi, you're hot."
Too many guys approach girls by scuttling up without a plan, and that doesn't work. So the next time you approach a girl, I want you to follow these 3 steps. First, seeing is believing. So before you approach, I want you to take 2 seconds to visualize yourself having a fun conversation. Second, take another 2 seconds to pat yourself on the back, because if she's hot, you're about to do something that most guys are too chicken to do. And third, don't think about it any further. Walk right up to her.
Approach women like a confident man. Don't hype it up in your mind. I know that's hard because she's super hot and your instincts are telling you to go procreate with her, but you're stronger than your instincts and you have the ability to remind yourself that she's just a person with insecurities and flaws like you and me. And if you hung out with her long enough, you'd find that out too. And don't be so discouraged if she's not into it. When you're approaching a woman who's still a stranger, by the way, the stakes are about as high as walking into an ice cream shop and asking for your favorite flavor. If they don't have it, do you get discouraged or do you just go to another ice cream shop?
So do you want to know exactly how to get more choosing signals from women? Well, you came to the right place. So definitely make sure you stick around until the end. This is Gentlemen and Scholars, where we discuss dating, style, and personal development. So if you're into becoming a better version of yourself, definitely make sure that you like and subscribe to the channel. But without further ado, let's jump into today's video. So for today's video, we are going over some real life examples of choosing signals, whether that be at work or at school or just in the general public. So we're going to share with you real life examples and what to do when you see these examples. So first and foremost, what are choosing signals? See, choosing signals, these are indicators of interest that women send out to men to show that they are indeed interested. So really, there are various choosing signals that women could be sending out to men, but really some of the main ones, those are going to be, proximity. By this, I mean, they put themselves close to you, making it very easy for you to make an approach. This is going to be bumping into you, so they might come right up to you, brush your shoulder, or bump into you when you're at a club setting, a bar setting, or just in the general workplace. They might smile at you, they might blush when you smile at them. These are all different choosing signals that you may see. And of course, you have strong eye contact. This is the eye contact where she looks at you, but she does not look away. She wants to make sure that she has your attention. So if you're looking for a comprehensive video that gives you all the different choosing signals that you may see from women, I did make a choosing signal video that can be found on the channel, or you could check the description down below that goes over the different types of choosing signals. But that's a little bit off topic for what we're discussing today. I wanted to give you real life examples of choosing signals and situations that I've been placed in where I've seen these examples and I was able to make an approach, and it worked out successfully. So I wanted to share this with you guys to give you some insight on what to do when you do see these occurrences and how to handle those situations. All right, so without any further delay, let's get into some of these examples. So, for example, number one that I have, that is going to be in a school setting. So once upon a time back in my college days, this was when I was getting very close to finishing, but really I just had a few more classes to finish up. I started a supply chain management course, and The first day we walk in and, it's a little later in the day because at that point, I'm taking all high level courses and those courses tend to happen later on in the day. But long story short, we ended up getting settled in. We had our orientation, got acquainted with everyone in the class, but in walks this Romanian woman and, I thought she was stunning as soon as I saw her. So, when she walks in, I could kind of tell that she saw me because I caught her looking outside of the corner of her eye. But of course, I am still in class. So, I'm engaged, I'm taking notes. And again, we're just kind of getting acquainted with everybody, getting familiar with the course, so on and so forth. So I didn't say anything right then in the moment, but, I waited a little bit. But, when the class wrapped up, I had a good friend that was in the class with me, so we ended up talking a little bit right outside the classroom. But, she comes and walks by, and when she does, she gives me strong eye contact. Eye contact where she was turning her head and making sure that she connected with me and made sure that, she had my full attention. So at that point, everything kind of happened so fast. I was talking to my boy and, we were engaged in whatever we were talking about. And, she kind of does that and then kind of walks off. So it happened so quickly, I didn't get a chance to really say anything right then and there, but I knew at some point I was going to be talking to this particular woman. And I wasn't particularly in a hurry because in my mind, I'm like, all right, we have a class together. I'm going to see her again. But this was a very clear indicator of interest and definitely a choosing signal. Remember, gents, in most cases, I highly encourage you to make a move right then and there. And, in hindsight, I probably should have gone and made that move. But again, in my mind, I knew I was going to see her again, and I knew the next time I did see her, I was going to make an approach. But what ended up happening was kind of funny because, in my mind, I'm like, all right, next time I see her, I'm going to talk to her. But, she ended up not showing up to like the next 3 classes. So I didn't have a chance like I really thought I was to go up to her and talk to her and really see what she was about. So again, that just goes to show you that when you see an opportunity, when you see those signs, go ahead and make that approach immediately. So anyway, I did not see her for a while. At that point, I just focused on my work, focused on my studies. And I think I may have been, dating around, had a few girls I was talking to here and there. So I wasn't super worried about it, but one day, and this had to be weeks later, I ended up catching her coming out of the school and walking back to her car. So at that point, I was walking back to my car as well. I had wrapped up for the day. And when I saw her, I knew immediately, all right, now's my chance to make an approach. So at that point, I walked right up to her and said, hey, I wanted to come meet you. What's your name? And then we got to talking. So she eventually told me that she dropped that course altogether. So, I wasn't going to see her like I had initially thought I was. But, we ended up talking about, just random topics. And, once I started talking to her for 5, maybe 10 minutes, I eventually went to go ask for her number and then go to set the date. Hey, if you're enjoying this video, subscribe to join the Gentlemen and Scholars family. And consider checking out the Gentlemen and Scholars Club website for free resources, Gentlemen and Scholars merch, book recommendations, consultation services, and our free Gentlemen and Scholars Ultimate Handbook, where you'll learn personal development tips on how to build a successful life and become the gentleman of your dreams, style tips to develop an eye-catching, attractive, and unique personal avatar, and dating tips to attract, court, and keep the woman of your dreams. Visit the Gentlemen and Scholars Club website for more. Now back to the video. So gents, this is exactly what I recommend when you do go up to a particular woman that you like and you guys are vibing, you can tell that she's engaged. At that point, she was giving me various choosing signals. She was smiling, when I walked up to her, she had blushed and her cheeks were kind of red just the whole time we were talking. So I knew that she had a high interest for me. So, I immediately grabbed her number and I immediately pushed to set a date for some time in the near future. And at that point, she made it very easy for me. She gave me her number and she allowed me to come pick her up and take her to the date destination. So, we ended up having a really good time. She was a lot of fun. Definitely one of my favorite dates I probably ever have gone on. And as a side note, this girl was really wealthy and I had no idea. So as I'm going to pick her up to take her to the date, I realize I'm driving by, these big mansions, crazy architecture, and just really nice areas. And I ended up pulling up to her place, and her place was really nice, and ended up taking her to the date. And again, it was a great time, and she was really happy. It was just a great experience altogether. So that just goes to show you what can happen when you do go out and show up and go for what you want. All the positive things that can come of that. There's really endless possibilities. So you want to make sure that you're showing up every day and going for what you truly want. And in the case of dating and with women, if you're a guy that struggles to, make those approaches, or is just really worried about rejection, choosing signals is going to be key for you, because this is going to give you the best opportunity to be able to go up, make an approach, and things go well the way as planned. It really just comes down to reading the signs, and this is going to give you the best chance to, mitigate rejection altogether. So for example, number 2 of choosing signals, that you may see in the real world, this is going to be in the workplace setting. And the thing about the workplace is that you want to be careful how you handle dating altogether, because that can be a double-edged sword there. So you want to be very tactful in the way that you handle that. But for me, I tend to steer away from that. I tend to keep my work and my pleasure separate. But I can't help but recognize some of the signals and signs, right? So for this particular example, I've had many occasions where I'd be hanging out at my desk, just getting work done, doing my thing, and then a particular woman may come by and start up small talk with me. Initially, when I didn't know any better, I would think, hey, this is meaningless, or it's innocent. We're just having conversations here and there because we're coworkers, right? Well, in a lot of cases, this is just not true. This is another example of proximity, where they're putting themselves right in your orbit just to make sure that you're able to, make an approach or make an advance if, you do see fit. And in my case, I've had a lot of women in the past that would just stop by, make a little comments here and there, and, we talk for a little bit, 10, 15 minutes, and they go about their day, but they'd rinse, recycle, repeat the very next day. So if this is happening to you, this could be a very good sign that they are in fact interested in you. And what was interesting for me is when I'd have conversations with these particular women about things that be going on in my life. Of course, a gentleman never kisses and tells, but if they ask about my weekend, I might say, hey, yeah, I went out to dinner with a friend. And them consistently asking me that, and maybe every weekend I say, hey, I did this with a friend, I went out to dinner with a friend, or yeah, I went to the movies with a friend. Eventually over time they're gonna think, oh, okay, this guy's talking to a woman. So it's funny, those same exact women that will be stopping by my desk, those would be the ones that will be questioning me the most. So at that point, it's very clear that there is interest there. Their proximity, they're coming around constantly. They're talking to me. In a lot of cases, they would give strong eye contact, which is another choosing signal. So, these are just the various choosing signals that you may see. So really, when you do see these things, this makes it very easy to escalate things if that is something that you want to do. But again, with me, I tend to keep work and pleasure separate, because that can get a little dicey, particularly if things don't go well in the long run. Maybe she's not a good fit for your life, and maybe she likes you, but you don't particularly like her, and that can get a little dicey. So that's just the way I tend to handle those situations. So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this one up. If you do have any questions for me, definitely feel free to give a shout. Definitely make sure that you like and subscribe to the channel. Definitely make sure you do that. Definitely make sure you hit that notification bell, very important. And definitely let us know down below, have you experienced any choosing signals? Are there specific choosing signals that you tend to see more than others? Definitely let us know in the comment section down below. And before I forget, definitely make sure that you check out the Gentleman and Scholars Ultimate Handbook that can be found for free, yes, for free, on the Gentleman and Scholars Club website. Yes, that's gentlemanandscholarsclub.com. This goes over dating tips, This goes over self-improvement tips. This goes over style tips to 10x your personal growth progress. You know, there are a lot of things covered in this book, and it's a really simple read. So I would highly encourage you all to check it out, and you can get it for free. Yes, for free on the Gentlemen and Scholars Club website. All you have to do is enter your name and email, and let downloads right then and there. So definitely make sure that you check that out. You know, there's a lot of things holding you guys back that you may not even be aware of. There's a lot of mindset barriers you guys are faced with. There are a lot of challenges when it comes to dating and courtship, and you know, really not knowing how to handle certain things as they come up, or not really understanding what women mean when they say the things that they say. So, you know, we give you clear, concise, actionable steps to take. So that is the purpose of the book. It's designed to give you really fast progress so that you can see, you know, hey, maybe I should take this personal development thing seriously because I'm seeing the impact that it's having on my life. So, you know, if you want to get that, you can get that for free on the Gentlemen and Scholars Club website. But, you know, with that, until next time, gentlemen and scholars. Hey gents, hope you enjoyed the video. And check out the Gentlemen and Scholars Club website for our free Gentlemen and Scholars Ultimate Handbook, free resources, book recommendations, consultation services, and some pretty slick Gentlemen and Scholars merch. GNS hoodies, t-shirts, mugs, notebooks, and so much more. Until next time, gentlemen and scholars. Hey gents, if you enjoyed this video, check out some bespoke video recommendations here and here. And subscribe to join the Gentlemen and Scholars Club.